Hey gang, Jason here. So this is like a little pre-video to the Lafayette video. So I've got some final statistics on the show, and I wanted to share those up front. So you guys, if you're thinking about coming to Lafayette next year, this ought to help you a whole bunch, make that decision easier. So 1,400 people through the door, not counting people under the age of 12. So the kind of final tally, if we do count the people under the age of 12, we think is around 1,600 or more. So big, big turnout at Lafayette this year. So that was super cool. 80 dealers, and there's already more signed up to come next year that weren't there this year. So we're going to have more. And Farm Toy people filled 90 of the 123 rooms at the Marriott, the Courtyard Marriott. So big, huge turnout for this show from dealers, from buyers, and everything. So I think everybody had an awesome weekend. Everybody I talked to did. So anyway, now there's going to be a little intro that I recorded earlier, and then lots of photos of customs and other things that I took at the show, some video, things like that. So I hope you enjoy it. Let's talk tractors, y'all. Hey gang, Jason here for the Love of Tractors. You can see I'm back home from Lafayette, and I'm kind of in my comfy clothes, and I just got out of the shower, so my hair's a little bit of a mess, but I wanted to do kind of a recap video. And so what I'm going to do, if you're watching this isn't going to be you looking at me blabbing on for 5 or 10 minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this video, and I'm going to have pictures from the show, pictures of some custom stuff I took, some of the display contest I took, things of that nature, so you can kind of get a feel for the Lafayette show, and if you might be interested in coming next year. So the good news, there's definitely going to be one next year. It looks like we're going to be at the same hotel, which was the Courtyard by Marriott on Farrington Avenue. It's kind of on the east side of town there, super easy to get to. It is around everything. I mean, they have every restaurant or store you can imagine on that side of town. So if you need something, you can run and get it. Or, if you want to grab a good bite to eat after the show, you can do that. One of the really cool things about that hotel is they have a pretty nice restaurant in the bottom, and I feel like they really took care of us this weekend. They offered a really nice breakfast buffet. They had lunch. They did dinner. It was all really reasonably priced, and I mean like really reasonably priced, especially for hotel food. And it was good food. The staff was excellent at the hotel. I think that's one thing probably all of us dealers agree is we met so many nice people on the staff. They were super helpful. I think they did the best they could to accommodate this. I don't think they had a clue what they were getting into when they came, and or when Cameron came to them and said we're gonna have a farm toy show. So but I think they were super impressed, and I know I'd heard several comments from some of the staff how they thought the dealers and the people associated with the show or at the show were so nice and way easier to take care of than some of the other events that they have there. Because but let's be honest, guys, farm people, people who like kind of have that strong connection to the farm, even if you're from the city. I feel like we're a different breed of people. I feel like we take care of things, we take care of each other, and we kind of pick up after ourselves and do the right thing. And I know, unfortunately, we live in a world where not everyone is like that. But the hotel staff definitely noticed that our group is a little different than some of the other conventions and things like that that they have come through. And they were very appreciative. So that was cool. I really probably should have said, first of all, big thanks to Cameron Farmer and Jordan Austin for getting this thing together. So here's a quick story if you don't know. The show was originally going to be at another hotel in Lafayette, and I guess I'll back up even farther. So for a few years, this show has been in Indianapolis. A lot of the dealers really grumbled about that. It wasn't maybe in the best part of town. The hotel wasn't that great. It wasn't maybe as easy to get to as people would like it to be, so on and so forth. So Cameron and Jordan decided to bring it back to Lafayette, where it was for 20 years or so. And unfortunately, the original hotel kind of screwed them over, and is kind of a real jerk move. Basically, a month before the show, the hotel canceled all of the reservations. And the reason being is there's some basketball tournament in town. And so instead of guaranteeing the dealer's rooms for the original agreed upon fee before this basketball tournament became a thing, they canceled all the orders and like doubled the price of the hotel. So super jerk move by that hotel. So Cameron and Jordan get a hold of the Marriott, the Courtyard, and they're like, "Yeah, come, let's figure this out." So um, it was tumultuous in that month because I think everything was kind of getting done on the fly. Dealers were, not necessarily knowing what's going on, and that's tricky when you're a dealer. You don't know what day to come in. The show's noon on Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday it closes at around noon or so, and but the because of the short notice, the hotel and because they didn't know necessarily what was going on, not everything kind of lined up the way it should. But here's the really cool thing, and I think this goes back again to just the group of folks that you're dealing with. Everybody just took it in stride. Everybody just went with it, figured it out as we went along. Just dealt with some changes, and some folks had tighter spaces than they had planned on because the hotel ballroom was smaller than the original hotel was going to be. So there was that. But like I said, everybody adapted. I think everybody had a great time. I didn't talk to a single dealer that didn't think it was a really good show. So I think that's huge. I bet almost everybody, as long as they don't have some other commitment come up, I bet everybody comes back. In fact, I see this show growing. No reason for it not to. The hotel's amazing. It's really nice. It's comfortable. Nice big rooms, which is, if you've been to many farm toy shows, a lot of it, especially the older hotels, the rooms are tight and it's frustrating. These rooms are great. The hallways are nice and big, easy to get down. You're not bumping into each other like you are at St. Louis. Loadout was pretty easy. I know some on the ballroom end, there was some issues Thursday night, but they were rectified. Like I said, a lot of this was just first time kinks that had to be worked out. I'm no doubt that next year it's probably going to be smooth sailing for everybody. So like I said, we had a big dealer meeting Friday evening, just to sort of talk about everything, talk about this year, talk about next year. Everybody's just super excited for next year, so that's really cool. So anyway, I kind of want to just take a minute here while I'm flashing more pictures up for you guys. And I want to thank some people at the show because, as you guys know, this is our first winter. This is our like kind of first farm show season. This is the first time we've been out. My wife and I have been out setting up at shows, and it's tricky. There are a lot of logistics. There's a lot of things you don't think of. Like I think if you watch my Mark Twain video, one of the things you don't think of is you need a doorstop. Well, duh, but we didn't think of that. And so there's always like I said there, Matt Spencer came to the rescue. He's like, hey, I've got an extra. Here you go. And I mean, and that's the farm toy community in a nutshell. They're just awesome. So anyway, like I said, I want to thank some guys. So we had the pleasure of having a room that had one of those connecting door situations with Tim Holker and Ryan Eckert, and we had a blast. Two great guys, really cool custom stuff. So I want to thank those guys for just being awesome neighbors. And definitely, I've been able to talk to Tim several times at shows and things like that. But like when you kind of spend a weekend next door to somebody, you really get to, you kind of get to be friends with them. And so that was really cool. That was fun. Twisted R Customs, Kyla and her husband. Well, I don't know why I'm blanking out on Kyla's husband's name right now, so I apologize. They're super nice people. They're doing some really cool stuff. They got really cool customs. She's doing like vinyl and t-shirts and things like that. So she's got all sorts of cool stuff going on there. Just having a lot of fun doing the thing. Of course, Cameron Farmer and Jared Austin for putting on the show. Just mind blown on how great that a job they did. It was a fantastic show. Mark Purdy, who was down the hall from us, if you guys are on Instagram, you may have seen some of his stuff. He makes Landau trailers, 150th and 164 scale. They are super cool. We were able to hang out with him Saturday night after the show was done with Tim and some of the other guys. Just had a lot of fun. I want to thank also my buddy Jim Buig. He has been a really good mentor for me in this hobby. And especially now that we're into going to shows, he's great with ideas. Or if I have a concern, I'm like, hey, what do I do about this? He's always got, he's always quick to kind of help out or have ideas. So you got a guy like that's invaluable. Doug Krieg, You may know him. He makes some of the best buildings in the world, no question about it. We got to hang out with him last night in the room. Jason Hassert came by. That was awesome. I've met Jason many times. I've just had some small conversations with him, but we got to talk tractors a little bit last night, so that was a lot of fun. And Kevin McIntosh, I was also there. Kind of last night in our room hanging out. So we had a pretty big gathering in our room. We had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, just a good time, and that's what it's all about. That's why you got to get out to one of these shows, guys. Um, so if I had to make a suggestion, and I'm probably going to do a separate video on why you've got to go to a farm toy show. I know it's so easy to buy online these days, okay? But I get that, but this hobby's about so much more than just having a tractor in your hand. I mean, it's I mean, it can be. I get it. Maybe some people are just want the tractors, but you can go to these shows. You can meet all the guys that you see online on social media that are building these tractors. And here's the thing, guys, they're all cool. They're all super chill, more than happy to talk to you. In fact, I am sure they're thrilled to talk to you, um, answer questions, whatever. I mean, that's just the way this hobby is. And I got one more person I want to thank. Farmhand Mike Less. He stopped by my room. That was super cool. Okay, anyway, back to it. You've got to go for the community. And you know what? It's going to take you a little, first time out. Yeah, you're probably, you'll make some friends, you'll meet some people. You may not be like in the inner circle, but you keep going, keep talking to people, you will be. And I think that's where the kind of magic is. I would honestly, like one of these big shows, St. Louis, Lafayette, etc. I would highly recommend, if you can, going to the hotel and staying at the hotel that the show's at, because there's a lot of let's call it like side things that happen at these shows, and I think it sounds like a lot of groups are going to try to get more of those going on, whether it be seminars or workshops, and like the roundtable discussion at St. Louis, all sorts of things like that. And so if you go and stay at the hotel, you don't just have to rush through the show, because a big show like St. Louis or Lafayette or the National, it can be tricky to cover in a single day. So anyway, I just highly suggest, if you can, and I get it, not everybody can, that's, no problem, but if you can, I suggest you coming and staying at the hotel, because it puts you at the center of the action. You can go out, you can buy, you can come back to your room and hang out. If you get tired, you can go back out, and then after the show's over, you can still kind of wander around and find conversations with farm toy people. I mean, we went out to dinner last night. I had some family that lives nearby Lafayette, and so we went out to dinner with them last night. And then when we came back, there were 3 or 4 groups just in the lobby of the hotel of farm toy guys talking farm toys. I mean, so, like I said, those conversations are everywhere, and I guarantee you 99.9% of those guys are more than happy to just have you come and start talking toys with them. I mean, it's just kind of what it boils down to. So then once we got back to the hotel, we packed up some of the like the display boards that we had. We built these shelves to put our tractors on. You may have seen pictures of them. And we had sold enough that we could kind of consolidate some of those and get them packed up, so that made our morning a little easier. So we were doing that, and then that's when Tim and Ryan next door are like, "Hey, you guys awake?" And we're like, "Yeah." So we opened the door between the rooms, and then the next thing you know, we've got a room full of guys talking tractors, and it's awesome. So okay, one last thing, because I realize this is getting lengthy, and I apologize for that. But I'm just excited about this show. So the show is definitely going to be next year. They're definitely going to have it. They've got a cock-shut tractor. It looks super cool. I've seen a picture of the prototype. I'll try to get one and stick in this video right in here. So that's really cool. Like I said, looks like, same place, around the same time. We're hoping for the same weekend. We'll know that all those details really quick here. We hope we'll start getting those out, just so you can start making plans, because honestly, the goal, Cameron said, and I'm on board to help do this any way I can. We want to fill 2 hotel floors of toy dealers. So we want to have toys on 2 hotel floors. they want to have the farm toy community who, whatever. I don't want to act like I'm in charge or anything because I'm nothing. I'm just a dealer, but trying to get the word out. And then we want to have the ballroom full, and then possibly utilize some other space as well. Um, the truck contest is incredible. I also need to thank Jeremy Kinsman. He did one heck of a job with the truck contest, and Jay did an awesome job with the displays and with uh, the custom tractor contest. Jay Hassard at Toy Tractor Times. So, like I said, there is a really good thing happening in the farm toy world right now, and it's this year to me felt like a big rebound year for toy tractors in the farm toy world, because I'll be honest, last year there was quite a bit of doom and gloom around farm toy shows. The guys at St. Louis said, "Okay, it's down," and all that sort of thing. The Quincy show, they were like maybe a little frustrated with their turnout, but this year it was back up. And actually, as I'm typing this, Cameron Farmer just sent me, they had 1,400 people come through the door at Lafayette. Now, if you're a toy dealer, that's music to your ears. 1,400 people are a lot of people buying toys. So, that was super cool. And that doesn't include the dealers that were there and their families. And we all go around and buy toys from each other too, and do trading and things like that. So that was awesome. So, wow. So when you think about it, if you're a farm toy dealer, there's easily 1,500 people there, if you count dealers, other dealers and things like that, buying your toys. I also want to thank the FFA there. They did a great job helping out all weekend. So you can't thank them enough for that sort of thing. So anyway, guys, I guess that will do it. Sorry, this was a 15-minute ordeal, but hopefully you stuck it out through the end. And we hope to see you next year at the Lafayette Toy Show and at other toy shows. This hobby, I'm telling you, it's strong, guys. It's really strong. If you walk around, there's so many great people in it. I don't know. The future's going to be amazing here, I think. I really do. So thank you guys, as always, for watching. Thank you all so much who came out and talked to me, got your pictures with me. Oh my gosh. There were so many people that wanted their picture. That was so cool. So anyway, just thank you all so much for a great weekend, for a great show season for us. I mean, there's some other small shows. I'm going to maybe try to hit a few of them. I don't know. It's going to get rough now coming into spring. But this year, I don't know, it's just got me like on cloud nine right now. We had such a really great time meeting everybody, and everybody just came out talking tractors and all that stuff. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a great day. Treat each other well. Happy tractor hunting.